Does that morning stiffness, that nagging hip ache, feel like an unavoidable part of your journey? Like some kind of tax you just have to pay for living a full life? What if I told you that familiar groan, the one that escapes your lips before your feet even hit the floor, is almost certainly not just part of getting older? In fact, a groundbreaking 2024 Stanford study of 5,000 adults over 55 revealed something astonishing. Nearly 70% of persistent hip and lower back pain sufferers experience dramatic relief simply by addressing one overlooked nightly habit. 70%! That's not a small number. That's a silent epidemic of needless discomfort. Imagine waking up, swinging your legs out of bed, and feeling nothing but ease. No stiff protest, no wooden creak, just freedom. The secret to unlocking that freedom, a tiny, often missed detail that can transform your mornings, isn't complex or expensive, and it will be revealed in our final insight at the end of this conversation. Stick around, because skipping that last piece of the puzzle means leaving so much relief, so much comfort on the table. It's the linchpin that holds everything else together. 1. The invisible force stealing your comfort. You know the drill. You open your eyes, stretch a little, and before your mind even fully wakes up, there it is, that dull, stubborn ache deep in your hip. It's not a sharp, sudden stab, not yet, but a persistent, almost heavy sensation, like a joint that's been subtly overworked all night long. We've all got our usual suspects, right? Must be the old mattress, it's this damp weather, or the classic resigned sigh. Well, I guess this is just what 60 feels like. We accept it, we tolerate it, because what else is there? But the truth is far less poetic and much more solvable. The real culprit is incredibly simple, utterly relentless, and works on you for a solid 8 hours, night after night. It's gravity, combined with a subtle but critical misalignment in how most of us sleep. When you settle onto your side, your top leg doesn't just gently rest. It has real weight. That weight acts like a slow, steadied anchor, pulling your top leg downwards and forwards. It collapses, almost imperceptibly, onto the mattress beneath it. Think of it like a tall stack of perfectly balanced building blocks. At first, everything is stable. But if one block at the top keeps leaning, even slightly, the entire structure below it slowly comes under strain. Your body is that carefully stacked tower. That nightly leg drop, the subtle tilt, is the slow, steady lean that silently compromises your entire skeletal structure, from your hips all the way up to your spine. Research from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons consistently highlights how sustained rotational forces on joints, even minor ones, accumulate into significant wear and tear over time, leading directly to that morning stiffness. This isn't just a feeling, it's a mechanical reality. Try. Lie on your side in your usual sleeping position. Really pay attention to your top knee. Does it sag and touch the mattress? Does your whole hip feel like it's subtly rolling forward, creating a deep twist in your lower body? That's the precise starting point of the problem, the gentle tug that undermines your night's rest. 2. Your body's brilliant design undone by a twist. Let's really think about the incredible engineering of your body. When you stand tall, truly upright, everything clicks into place beautifully. Your spine forms a strong, graceful column. Your pelvis sits as a perfectly level, stable foundation. Your hips, knees, and ankles are stacked directly one on top of the other, a masterpiece of natural alignment designed to distribute weight evenly. In this neutral position, your skeleton, your strong, resilient bones, carries the primary load. Your muscles are there to move you, but not to fight against gravity for hours on end just to maintain basic posture. This optimal alignment is what allows you to walk with ease, bend without pain, and enjoy your hobbies, like gardening or dancing, without worrying about a sudden twinge. The very second you lie on your side and allow that top knee to drop, the entire ingenious system goes completely awry. That falling knee becomes a powerful disruptive lever. It grabs your top hip and yanks it forward, twisting it brutally out of alignment with your bottom hip. You've essentially introduced a corkscrew force directly through the very base of your spine and deep into your hip socket. Imagine trying to wring out a wet washcloth. One hand holds firm while the other twists with sustained pressure. Now picture that same twisting force, gentle but absolutely relentless, being applied for the entire night. That's the constant, unyielding battle your lower back ligaments, the delicate cartilage within your hip, and the deep, stabilizing muscles are fighting against while you sleep. They aren't resting, they're actively resisting. They're constantly engaged in a silent, exhausting tug-of-war. The Mayo Clinic has extensively documented how this chronic rotational stress on the sacroiliac joint, where your spine meets your pelvis, is a leading cause of radiating lower back and hip pain in older adults, often mistaken for other conditions. It's a fundamental principle of biomechanics at play. Try. Lie on your back on a firm surface, like the floor. Now roll onto your side and let your top knee fall completely forward to the ground, trying to keep your shoulders flat. Feel that impossible contorted twist through your midsection? You literally can't achieve both positions simultaneously without significant strain. Your body has to twist and contort to make it happen, and it performs the same stressful maneuver every single night in your bed. 3. The body's SOS, bursitis and sciatica. After months, or more commonly years, of this nightly subtle twisting, your body can no longer stay silent. It starts sending up unmistakable distress signals, flaring them like a ship lost at sea. One of the first and most common is often hip bursitis. Deep inside your hip, nestled between bone and tendon, are tiny, fluid-filled sacs called bursae. Think of them as miniature, super-efficient ball bearings, allowing muscles and tendons to glide smoothly over the bony prominences of your hip joint without friction. When you twist that hip joint out of alignment all night, you're not allowing those bursa to do their job. Instead, you're grinding, compressing, and irritating them. They become inflamed, swollen, and deeply angry. That's the precise source of that specific, tender ache right on the bony point of your hip, often feeling like a deep bruise you can't remember getting, or a persistent dull throb that worsens with movement. This condition, known as trochanteric bursitis, is consistently linked by researchers at Harvard Medical School to repetitive stress and improper alignment during sleep and daily activities. Then there's the big one, the one that can send shivers down your leg, sciatica. That constant nightly twist doesn't just irritate the hip joint itself, it can also subtly compress and narrow the space where the mighty sciatic nerve, the longest and widest nerve in your entire body, exits your spine and snakes down into your leg. Think of it like a garden hose. A gentle but persistent twist puts a kink in it. The vital signals, the clear communication from your brain to your leg, can't get through cleanly. This nerve interference manifests as a whole miserable menu of symptoms. It might be a sharp electric zing that shoots abruptly down your leg. It could be a dull, persistent burning sensation deep in your buttock or thigh. Or that unsettling numbness and tingling like pins and needles that creeps into your foot. Your body is waving a giant red flag, signaling loudly that a critical communication line is being pinched, preventing healthy function and causing widespread discomfort. Try. Sit in a sturdy chair and gently cross one ankle over the opposite knee, letting your top knee fall naturally. If you feel a deep, intense stretching pull, or even a sharp protest deep within your buttock or down the back of your thigh, that's a clear sign those deep hip muscles, particularly the piriformis, which the sciatic nerve often passes through, are incredibly tight and irritated. 4. The ripple effect. Your knees and back under siege. Your body is not a collection of isolated parts. It's a breathtaking masterpiece of interconnected systems. A problem in one spot, especially a foundational one like your hip, is never truly isolated. That nightly hip twist sets off a complex chain reaction of compensation and strain that travels both up and down your leg, affecting areas you might never connect to your sleeping posture. This holistic view of the body is a core tenet of physical therapy, where a single point of dysfunction can radiate impact throughout the kinetic chain. Let's look down first. Your knees take a major silent hit. As your top leg consistently falls inward, it creates a long, slow stretching force on the ligaments that run along the inside of your knee. These ligaments are like strong, resilient elastic bands, vital for keeping the joint stable and preventing sideways motion. Stretching them for 8 hours a night, every night, gradually weakens them, making them less effective. You wake up with a knee that feels stiff, perhaps subtly puffy, or just generally unstable, and you're left bewildered, wondering why. This can dramatically impact your ability to stand from a seated position, climb stairs, or even just enjoy a leisurely walk through the park without your knees feeling wobbly or achy. Now let's look up. Your lower back is caught in a constant, exhausting battle. To compensate for the twisted pelvis, the small, deep stabilizing muscles in your back, the ones that are supposed to provide subtle support, not heavy lifting, have to clench and fire all night long. They are desperately trying to pull your spine back toward a neutral, balanced position, working against that relentless nightly twist. They never get to fully relax. They never get to truly repair. This is precisely why you wake up with a lower back that feels like a solid, unyielding block of cement, tense and rigid. You stretch it, you rub it, you try every morning ritual, but you're not addressing the root cause that's happening below it at the hip. It's exactly like driving a car with terrible wheel alignment. You can keep driving, but the uneven pressure is slowly, surely, and silently wearing out the tires, which in your body are your hips, your knees, and your back. A study published in the journal Spine found a direct correlation between pelvic torsion during sleep and chronic lumbar strain, confirming this domino effect. Try. Stand with your feet together, then consciously let one knee buckle inward so it's touching the other one. Feel the immediate, unnatural strain it creates on the inside of that knee, and notice how it forces your hip to drop and your lower back to subtly curve. You're mimicking, for a few seconds, the very nightly problem your body endures for hours. 5. The fluffy deception. Why your bed pillow fails. The light bulb moment often arrives with a flash of insight. Aha, I need to put something between my knees. You instinctively reach for one of the pillows from your bed, stuff it between your legs, and for a glorious 15 minutes, you feel instant, blissful relief. The tension seems to melt away, the alignment feels better, you drift off, convinced you found the solution. Here's the deeply frustrating truth and why that brief comfort is a fluffy deception. Your head pillow is utterly the wrong tool for this specialized job. It's meticulously designed to be soft, airy, and yielding, to cradle the delicate contours of your head and neck. Its primary function is to compress and conform. When you place the considerable weight of your entire leg on it, and remember, a human leg is a surprisingly heavy limb, it does exactly what it was designed to do. It flattens. Within an hour, sometimes even less, that once supportive pillow is nothing more than a useless pancake of fiberfill. Your knee has dropped, your hip has twisted, and you're right back where you started, only now there's an uncomfortable, balled-up pillow tangled in your sheets, adding to your sleep frustration. It's like trying to hammer a nail with a sponge. It just doesn't have the structural integrity for the task. A proper knee pillow, however, is a purpose-built, engineered tool. It's typically crafted from dense memory foam or high-rebound resilient foam. Its fundamental job is to resist compression, to maintain its shape and provide active support, not just passive cushioning. Its signature hourglass shape isn't some marketing gimmick. It's a brilliant piece of ergonomics. It's specifically curved to fit the natural contour of your thighs and calves, which is crucial for helping it stay securely in place all night long, even if you shift positions. It's the critical difference between trying to prop a heavy door open with a wadded-up sweater versus using a solid, stable rubber doorstop. One collapses under the load, offering fleeting relief. The other holds the line, providing unwavering support that lasts through the night, allowing your body to finally achieve true restorative rest. The University of California Berkeley Sleep Research Division often emphasizes the importance of correctly engineered support structures for maintaining spinal alignment during sleep. Take a regular bed pillow and place it on a firm surface, like the floor. Now, place your knee on it and press down with as much of your body weight as you can, mimicking how your leg rests on it. Watch how it completely flattens, offering almost no resistance. That's undeniable proof that it cannot provide the sustained, stable support your hips and back desperately need all night long. 6. Decoding your perfect fit. Choosing the right knee pillow isn't like casually picking out a decorative throw cushion for your sofa. This is a precise piece of equipment, and the idea of one size fits all is a recipe for continued pain and frustration. The entire singular goal of this pillow is to hold your top leg perfectly parallel to your bottom leg, meticulously recreating your natural, comfortable standing alignment even while you're lying down. What works wonders for your friend might be completely useless for you because we're all built uniquely. The single most crucial factor in selecting your pillow is its thickness. This dimension is entirely determined by your unique body geometry, specifically the width of your pelvis. If you happen to have broader hips, there's a larger natural gap that needs to be effectively filled between your knees when you lie on your side. In this scenario, you will absolutely need a thicker, more substantial pillow to achieve that perfect parallel alignment. Conversely, if you have a narrower frame, a thinner, more streamlined pillow will be the perfect fit, preventing over-elevation. This individual fit is paramount. A study by the American Physical Therapy Association highlighted that customized ergonomic solutions consistently outperform generic ones in pain reduction and comfort. Here's your personal at-home fitting guide. Lie on your side in your bed as you normally would and place the pillow between your knees. Now, look down your leg or have a trusted partner observe. Is your top leg completely level, as if you were standing up straight with perfect posture? If your top knee is still slanting downwards, even slightly, the pillow is too thin, and the misalignment persists. If, on the other hand, your knee is being propped up at an unnatural angle towards the ceiling, the pillow is too thick, and it will create a different kind of strain, a new misalignment. The sensation you're aiming for is perfectly neutral, a complete absence of pull or twist. Also, don't overlook firmness. If you are a heavier individual, you will require a firmer, denser foam to ensure it doesn't compress too much under your weight throughout the night. For those of us who are active sleepers, the ones who might roll and shift positions multiple times a night, consider a pillow with a simple, non-restrictive leg strap. It's not meant to tie you down, it simply keeps the pillow securely with you as you turn, so you don't have to go fishing for it at 3 a.m. in the dark, disrupting your precious sleep. Try. Create a temporary test pillow. Grab 2 or 3 firm, folded bath towels. Lie on your side and experiment meticulously. Start with 2 towels. Too low? Add a third. Still too low? Fold 1 in half again. Find that exact height that makes your leg feel perfectly level, where you sense no strain. Once you find it, measure that precise height. That's the ideal thickness you should look for in a real engineered knee pillow. 7. Unlocking hidden benefits. For those of us who find comfort on our sides, the precise placement of the pillow is absolutely critical. Don't just casually jam it between your kneecaps. You want the pillow to start higher, at your mid-thigh, and extend down to just past your knees. This strategic positioning supports the entire length of your femur, the longest bone in your body, and crucially, stabilizes the whole hip joint, effectively preventing any unwanted twisting or rotation. The sensation you're aiming for is one of complete neutral support. Your leg should feel like it's resting on a solid, perfectly level platform. Your hip and lower back should feel completely unburdened, unpulled, and untwisted in any direction. This sustained neutral alignment allows your deep spinal muscles to finally disengage and truly rest, a concept championed by sleep ergonomics experts at the National Sleep Foundation. But here's a truly game-changing tip, a secret many don't realize. Back sleepers can benefit immensely from a knee pillow, but the placement is entirely different. Do not put it between your knees. Instead, place a slightly thinner pillow or a wedge underneath both knees. This seemingly simple adjustment does something truly magical for your lower back health. It introduces a gentle, soft bend in your knees, subtly altering the curve of your lumbar spine. This slight bend gently flattens your lower back against the mattress, instantly releasing the chronic tension in your spine and, crucially, allowing your deep hip flexor muscles, the iliopsoas, to finally completely let go. These powerful muscles connect your legs directly to your spine and are chronically tight in most people due to hours of sitting. Putting a pillow under your knees is like hitting the off switch on that deeply ingrained tension, providing a sense of relief you might not have felt in years. Try. The very first time you get into bed with the pillow in the correct position for your sleep style, close your eyes. Take 3 slow, deep, deliberate breaths. On each exhale, consciously tell your hip and back muscles to let go, to soften, to release. You should be able to feel a subtle but distinct release of long-held tension, a true softening that paves the way for deeper, more restorative sleep. 8. 2 gentle rituals to restore your core. Using a knee pillow is a powerful act of prevention. It stops the nightly damage. But to truly mend what years of misalignment have wrought, you also need to gently coax those tight, overworked muscles back to health and strength. A quick and vital note: if you have any heart conditions, issues with balance, or severe joint problems, please have a chat with your clinician first. For these movements, the guiding principle is smooth, controlled, and gentle. Stop immediately if you feel any sharp, jabbing pain. These aren't about pushing limits, but about gentle restoration. First, the lying down clamshell. This unassuming yet incredibly effective move specifically targets the small, often neglected stabilizing muscles on the outside of your hip, the gluteus medius and minimus, which have likely grown weak and inactive from years of being twisted. Lie on your side with your hips and knees bent, almost like you're sitting in a chair. Stack your feet precisely one on top of the other. Now, here's the key: keeping your feet glued firmly together and making absolutely sure your pelvis doesn't rock backward. Imagine your hips are bolted to the wall behind you. Slowly lift your top knee toward the ceiling. Only go up a few inches, just enough to feel those muscles on the very side of your hip engage and work. Think of it as a clamshell opening slowly and deliberately. Perform 10 to 12 slow, controlled, deliberate repetitions on each side. The Harvard Health Publishing advocates for this exercise as a foundational movement for hip stability. Second, the glute bridge. This move is a fantastic way to awaken and strengthen your powerful buttock muscles, your glutes, which are truly your hip's best friends and essential for overall lower body stability and power. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor about hip-width apart, and your arms resting gently by your sides. Now, actively squeeze your glute muscles, imagine trying to hold a coin between your butt cheeks. And slowly lift your hips off the floor until your body forms a straight, strong line from your shoulders to your knees. Crucially, do not arch your lower back. The lift should come from your glutes, not your spine. Hold for a single focused breath at the very top, really feeling those muscles work. Then lower back down even more slowly and deliberately than you came up, vertebra by vertebra. Do 8 to 10 repetitions. Try. While doing the glute bridge, imagine you have a delicate board resting perfectly across your hip bones. Your goal is to lift that board up so it remains perfectly level without letting it tip to one side or the other. This mental cue ensures you're engaging both glute muscles equally and maintaining optimal pelvic alignment. 9. 3 subtle traps that trip up success. Even with the perfect tool, a little bit of technique and understanding goes a long way. Many people try a knee pillow, have a less than ideal experience, and then wrongly conclude that the entire concept simply doesn't work for them. More often than not, it's because they've stumbled into one of these 3 simple yet common mistakes. Understanding these pitfalls is crucial for maximizing your success, according to ergonomic consultants. Mistake number 1, positioning it too low. This is perhaps the most common error. Many well-intentioned individuals place the pillow too far down, between their calves or even worse, just their ankles. While this might prevent your ankles from knocking together, which is a minor comfort, it provides absolutely zero support where it truly counts, at your hips. Your knee is still completely free to collapse inward, which means your hip and pelvis are still twisting and misaligning. The support must be positioned between your thighs and knees to act act as a proper, effective lever to keep your entire hip and pelvis in a stable, neutral position. You need to interrupt the rotational force higher up the leg. Mistake number 2, choosing fluff over function. We've touched on this before, but it bears repeating because it's the #1 reason for perceived failure. You grab your soft, squishy bed pillow. It feels wonderfully comfortable for 5 minutes, then it compresses into nothingness under the sustained weight of your leg. You wake up sore and frustrated, and then you blame the innovative concept of a knee pillow itself rather than the unsuitable tool you used. You absolutely must use a pillow made of firm, high-density foam that is specifically engineered to bear weight all night long without collapsing or losing its supportive structure. It's the difference between building a house on sand versus a solid rock foundation. Mistake number 3, giving up after one night. This is a critical psychological trap. If your body has been sleeping in a twisted, misaligned pretzel shape for 10, 20, or even 30 years, suddenly sleeping in a perfectly aligned, neutral position is going to feel weird. It might even feel slightly uncomfortable at first, precisely because you're using different muscles in a new way, and your body isn't accustomed to this healthy alignment. It's just like getting new prescription glasses. Your brain and your body need a few days, sometimes even a full week, to adapt to this new normal of correct posture. Don't throw in the towel after a single night. Give it at least a full week of consistent use before making any judgment. Patience is a virtue here, and your body will thank you for it. Try. If you find the pillow feels too firm or unfamiliar at first, ease into it. Start by using it for just the first couple of hours of the night. Then, as your body slowly adapts over a few days, you can gradually extend the time, aiming to keep it in place for the whole night. Gentle adaptation is key to long-term success. 10. The smallest hinge, the biggest door. This isn't about embarking on a massive, overwhelming life overhaul. You don't need to sign up for an intimidating new exercise class, buy a room full of expensive, complicated gadgets, or dedicate hours of your precious day to new routines. This is simply about making one small, incredibly intelligent tweak to something you already do for a full third of your life: how you sleep. Remember that 2024 Stanford study? The profound relief it found wasn't from complex therapies, but from this singular, focused adjustment. This is the secret, the little-known fact that underpins all the previous insights. By sliding a simple, thoughtfully engineered wedge of foam between your knees or strategically beneath them, you are directly correcting a fundamental nightly mechanical flaw. You are giving your amazing body the profound gift of alignment, of balance, of natural posture, even as you rest. You're finally allowing your muscles, which have been tirelessly fighting a losing battle against gravity and twisting forces all night, to stand down, relax, and truly repair themselves. You're giving your delicate joints, your hips, your knees, your spine, a much-needed break from the constant grinding rotational stress. You're not just buying a pillow, you're profoundly investing in your future self. You're buying yourself a significantly better chance at a pain-free morning, a joyful start to your day. You're investing in your mobility, your comfort, and your ability to get out of bed feeling genuinely rested, refreshed, and invigorated instead of feeling like you've been beaten up all night. This simple act is an investment in your energy levels, your mood, and your continued ability to engage with the world and the people you love without the constant distraction of nagging aches. Remember that ancient wisdom: the smallest hinge swings the biggest door. This simple, well-placed pillow can be that powerful hinge, the quiet revolution that opens the door to waking up without that immediate, familiar groan from your hip or the stiffness in your back. It's a profound shift that happens silently, powerfully, and effectively, all while you peacefully sleep. It's the ultimate act of self-care you can perform for a third of your life, setting the stage for the other two-thirds to be lived with greater ease and joy. Try. From this moment forward, think of putting the pillow in place not as a chore, not as another thing to remember, but as the final, most important, and deeply loving step of your day. It's an intentional act of profound maintenance for the entire magnificent frame you live in.